Okay, we're going to complete some of the area task cards together so that we have an example of each type of card. So the first type of card is asking us to find the area of all of these figures, and they're on like a dotted grid. I think these are called like a geoboard. We haven't pulled these out in a long time, but a geoboard, if you can kind of visualize, there would be a line going down here, right? And a line here, and a line here, and a line here. And so how many cubic units would our area be? Can you look at it and count them? What are you counting, Andrew?
7.
I'm counting 7 as well, okay? And I want you to write on your paper, A equals 7, and then what is our unit? Units squared. You need to have the squared to show that we're talking about area. Okay, and so then B, now you have a top and a bottom unit. So I'll kind of count them and you can count along with me. 1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
so what is the area? 12 what? No, unit squared. You have to say unit squared or it's counted wrong. Okay, and then C, now we have 3 rows. Now, is there a quicker way to do it than counting all of those squares? How else could we find the area of this shape? Harper? Pay attention. How else can I find the area? What's the formula for area, Harper? Area equals, okay, so could I count my length and my width? Okay, so let's do that. How many do we have over here? 1, 2, 3. How many do we have across here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what is the area of figure C? If this is 3 and this is 8, what is the area? Dane? 24 what? Units squared. Now what you need to be careful of is if you count the dots, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 dots. The dots do not represent a whole unit. It's the square that they make that represents the unit. So be careful of that. It has to be the whole square. So there will be a task card number 2 that looks very similar to task card number 1. Now we're going to skip ahead to task card number 6. Now, this one actually has some writing on it, but this is not a rectangle, is it? So can I use area equals length times width? Can I use area equals length times width?
No.
Okay, could I if I divided this into 2 rectangles? Yes, so there are still 2 ways to solve it. If I want to divide this into a rectangle, what is the area of that rectangle? What is the area of this rectangle? Addie? 7. What is the area of this rectangle? Sophie? 3. So I can add them together for a total area of what? 10. So number 6, make sure you go to number 6, is 10 units squared. Now, could I also just count them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 2 ways to do that. Let's move ahead to number 7. Okay, what is our formula for the area of a rectangle? What's our formula for the area of a rectangle? Liam.
Length times width.
Length times width. What is the length and width of this rectangle, or what are the dimensions? Derek? 4 and 8. You need to add these two together to get the length of this whole side. So our area is 4 times 8. What is the area of this rectangle? Jacob? Jackson?
23.
Not 23. You're mixing something up.
32.
32. 4 times 8 is 32. What? That's number 7. What is my unit? Brady. No. What's my unit? Centimeters squared or squared centimeters. You have to say squared. It's area. Okay, number 10 looks similar to ones that we've been working on, except look, there's a missing side, and we need to know how long that side is. Raise your hand if you know how long that side is. Raise your hand if you can tell me how long that side is. Jacob, how long is it? How'd you know? What? I can't hear you. How did you solve it? Because not everyone knows how to get 5. Can you help me? Gage?
Because that side's half of 10.
Nope, it's not that. We can't eyeball it and think, oh, that looks like half of 10. Benny?
I'm looking at the 8 and I'm looking through the line through it, and I'm looking at the 3, how it's almost as big as this, like the side before it gets to the line, and it looks like it's a 4. I mean,
You're close. We're looking at the 8, and then we're looking at this 3. So if this is 3, how much is this? 3. And if this is 3 and the whole thing is 8, how much is this? 5. So this is 3, that means this part is also 3. You may not write on my cards. I am writing on them, but you may not. That means this is also 3. That means if this is 8, the whole thing is 8, this has to be 5 because together they need to add up to 8. So the first thing we're going to do for our answer for number 10 is put that the S is equal to 5 feet. The side is 5 feet. Now we're going to find the area. What is the area of this top rectangle? What's the area of the top rectangle? Sophie? Well, this is 10. That's the length of the line, and this is 5. So what's the total area? 50. You have to use this 5, the 5 we just did. This rectangle is only this long. So it's 10 times 5, which gives us 50. What is the area of this rectangle? Dawson, what's the area of that rectangle? 9. It's 3 times 3, which is 9. So what is the total area? If this is 50 and this is 9, what's the total area? Let's see. 59. The area equals 59 what? What's my unit? Not units this time. Feet squared, or square feet. Okay? So there will be another one just like that. Okay, number 12. Number 12 says compare the area of the two shapes. What do I need to have if I'm going to compare the area of the two shapes? What do I need in my answer? Briley, that's if we were doing a story problem, we would definitely subtract. Briley, what am I going to do when it says compare? In math, it's not subtract because it's not a story problem. What else does compare mean in math? Quentin? No? Jordan? No? Guys, think. We do this almost every week on our spiral. Gage? Huh? Guys, we're comparing. Comparing. What does compare mean? Jackson?
Adding.
No. Ada? In a story problem, it means to subtract, but there's something else that we do when we see the word compare. Brady? Yeah, and how do I do that in math? What do I use? What symbol do I use? Greater than, less than, or equal. Guys, you have to know what it means when it says compare. Comparing two numbers, greater than, less than, or equal. That's what it means. That's also called writing an inequality because they're not equal. We're not going to use an equal sign. Okay? So what is the area of the top figure? What's the area of the top figure? Every hand should be up. That's the easiest question you're getting all day. Ada. 6. What's the area of the bottom figure? I lied. That one's even easier. What's the area of that figure? Gage.
6.
Okay, we're on the bottom one.
Oh.
4. Okay, so what is my comparison? How am I going to write this as an inequality? How do I write this as an inequality? Every hand should be up. It's 6 and 4. Give me how I can write it as an equality. Allie. Liam.
6 is greater than 4.
Okay, it's like this, guys. 6 is greater than 4. Okay? I think that you all knew that, but you didn't know what to do. You didn't understand the question. Compare means you're saying which one is greater, or which one is less, or are they equal? Okay? Another word for this kind of statement is inequality. Because these two numbers are not equal. Whatever we have in our hands down below our desk, let's put that away, please. Okay, number 16. Draw a shape with an area of exactly 15 units. 15 units. If I'm going to draw a rectangle, what should my length and width be? There's 2 ways to do it, but only one that'll fit on this grid. 3 and 5. Because area equals length times width. 3 times 5 is 15. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now it doesn't say that you have to do a rectangle. It says draw a shape. So as long as you use 15 cubes, you're fine. Are you with me? As long as you use 15 of the cubes, you're fine. But it's easy to do a rectangle 3 by 5. 3 times 5 is 15. Your area needs to be 15. Okay, let's look at we have our last one, number 20. Ava's family was looking for a new house. They wanted to find Ava a room that was at least 220 square feet. The house they were looking at today had a room for Ava that was 10 feet by 12 feet. What is the area of the room and is it big enough? Okay, so they found a room and it's 10 feet by 12 feet. The first part of the question is, what's the area of the room? What is the area of this bedroom? What's the area of that bedroom? Every hand should be in the air. Ellis. 120. We find the area by doing 12 times 10, which is 120 square feet. How big of a room do they want? 220. So is it big enough?
No.
No. So in our blank, we're going to restate the area of the room. You're going to have to write small enough we can read it.
Big enough?
Well, small enough to fit in the square. Is 120 square feet. Is it big enough?
No.
That is not big enough. Okay, there are 13 cards on the walls in this room. There are about 26 people in this room. There can be no more than 2 people at each card. You need to keep your mask on. Okay, number 2 is up on the screen. Number 19 is over here. We are not going to finish this today, but you're going to get through a few cards. Okay? Okay, let's go.